vacation. And boy, it's great to be back. Not that I don't miss Hawaii, but I think I missed you and you guys in the markets even more. So I'm back. And I see there was a lot of insanity that took place while I was gone. There were bank failures, the market cracked, the Fed came out and had to speak. All kinds of shit happened while I was gone. And I'm here to say, I don't care about any of that. I'm going to read the charts the way I always do and tell you what's coming next. Traders, before we get involved, remember that there's a lot of risk involved in trading stocks, commodities, futures, you name it, ETFs, options, crypto, lots of risk involved in these markets. If you're going to trade any of them, put your protective stop in first before you ever enter into that live position, and you've got your protection in place. So, what is going on? Welcome to video 2546, being filmed on a Tuesday for trading Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023. What makes that date significant? It's Fed day number 2, decision day of a Fed meeting. Now, while I was gone, there were all kinds of disasters that took place. And here's what I've got to say about that. 41, almost 42 years now in this business, paying attention to everything that goes on around me. My opinions are worthless and useless, I get that. But my opinion, right, my outlook on what should happen tomorrow is this. I suspect a pause in interest rate hikes, but they're not going to lower rates. You know, this is not a banana republic. The Fed doesn't raise rates and in the middle of a fast raise rate start lowering them. You know what I'm saying? The Fed's going to go, okay, what we've done seems to be taking effect. Now let's go into a pause mode. Let's sidestep a little bit and see if what we did is enough. If not, we'll raise further, I think is basically what's really going to happen. I don't think you go from raise to lowering without taking a break somewhere in between, right? It's not a banana republic. This is the United States of America. You don't go raise, lower, raise. We don't do that with rates. And I'll tell you right now, 42 years almost watching these markets, the Fed's got a lot of levers to pull, and the government's got a lot of triggers, and they can mess with certain dials, and it makes things happen. Nothing is as powerful as an interest rate move. I mean, that is the most powerful thing you can do to our economy. It's a really, really strong flip of a switch or a trigger. So the Fed's not just going to lower rates while they were raising rates. They're going to go into a pause mode, is my professional assessment from all the years watching. Could I be wrong? Yeah, absolutely, positively. The Fed could go nuts and lower by 50 basis points tomorrow. But I don't think that's what happens here. I think the Fed goes into pause mode. We'll let the Fed tell us that. The charts are telling me this. NASDAQ looks absolutely fantastic, and I will show you the charts to show you why. And then number 2 on the board, traders, before I left, I did a video number 2545. And on that video, on the whiteboard, I left this. The 68 crude oil target remains valid. Crude was in the high 70s, 78-ish. We hit that target while I was in Hawaii and more. How about that for technical analysis, kids, huh? You can't ask for more than that, being able to spot something, know where it should go, tell a crowd about it, and see it get there. And as you know, the Omni has been doing that ever since I've been showing you videos. The Omni's been doing that for us literally since the 80s. I've been showing it to you in actively live videos night after night since 2006, almost every night. It's what the Omni does. It makes these fantastic, what can I say? It notices, if you will, or identifies these fantastic turning spots in markets. Omni's always been fantastic at doing that. And, of course, I'll continue to give you those signals. The crude oil hit, and I'm telling you, watch for that NASDAQ. It just looks fantastic. On the other side is gold, which I don't think looks as fantastic tomorrow. And the gold gets hit, and NASDAQ goes to the moon. But of course, what Powell says after the Fed rate decision, the words he speaks will be the most powerful thing that happens. Not quite what they do, what he says afterwards will be even more important. So keep your eyes peeled on that. Now, after all of this is being said, I don't issue trades on Fed days. So I'm not going to issue you a recommendation, but I will tell you this. The NASDAQ looks like the buy, and if it reaches our buy point, I might at least let you guys know about that tomorrow during the insanity. Okay, so that's what I wanted to tell you about. Now I want to show you these great charts. I promise you, when you see the chart, you'll understand why NASDAQ looks fantastic. If you're an analyst, you want to be on the buy side of the dips in NASDAQ for trading on the 22nd Fed Day, if you're someone who does trade on Fed Day. The other thing I want to mention is this. Thank you for all the OmniCamp applications while I was away. I received many of them. Now, OmniCamp is in May. It's May 4th through the 8th, right? So I've accepted OmniCamp applications, but I've called none of them back. Well, I shouldn't say that. While I was in Hawaii, a good friend of mine, Big Tex, and his partner called, his buddy, they both do some trading together, and they're both coming out to OmniCamp. So there are still 3 opportunities left. There are 3 open seats. If any of you want to come to my May OmniCamp, where I will teach you the art of Oscar's Market Navigational Indicator, the Omni. If you want to learn how to run the Omni for yourself, so God forbid one day I don't get up, you can still do this trading without me. Fill out an OmniCamp application at omnibootcamp.com. It is a commitment. You are coming into Vegas on a Thursday evening, and you're not leaving until the next Monday. You're there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for me to teach you how to get this right here in my home office where my wife and children live. So it is as real as it gets. I'll tell you right now, if you've got something to sell to someone when it comes to trading, and it doesn't work, you know where you don't invite them? You don't invite them to your home where your wife and children live to show them that system. You meet them in a hotel in another city that you flew to, you sell them your bullshit system that doesn't work, and you fly home. That's what usually happens. I'm inviting you here to my home where I live to teach this to you. You do not invite someone to your home to teach them something that doesn't work. So it's as real as it gets. Fill out those OmniCamp applications at omnibootcamp.com, and I will call you and see if I can fit you into one of the only 3 open seats left. Barring that, with no further ado, there are 2 things that are going to happen. 1, I'm going to show you some butt-kicking charts in a second. 2, I'm going to remind you to keep yourselves calm when you're trading. How do we do that? Say this to yourselves over and over again when you're in a position, especially if that position is going against you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. That is true, traders. Now let's go look at some charts.
You're learning how to make money in a business where the possibilities are, absolutely amazing. Probably the best investment I've ever made in my entire life. I can see it paying for itself within, a month or 2.
Traders, the NASDAQ daily bar chart. Now, I've been showing you this chart in so many videos, but I was gone for the last 10 days, right? While I was gone, we got into this fantastic channel. We broke out of this red channel, right? The red one. We broke out of that, and now we're in this blue channel. If you ask me, it looks pretty darn strong. This whole thing looks to be just a big flag, and I did mention that to you in many videos in the past, but I told you we'd let it work itself out, and if it turns out to be a flag, we'll call it that. Well, now you can. Flagpole, flag. Now we can actually give it a name because it's gotten above it to the upside. That is a bull flag stationed above the 200 bar moving average. And watch this. The weekly traders, here's where the clue is. What did it do? While I was gone, it went from the top down to the 200 bar moving average. And what did it do? It held exactly there. Boom, boom. That's all that happened. This whole time, the banks failing, all the stuff you heard about, all the NASDAQ did was come down and hit the 200, and right back out it came. Beautiful thing, held at the 200 bar moving average on the weekly. We know that's a very, very big hold and a big thing for NASDAQ and for Wall Street. You got to love what you're seeing there. So Fed Day or not, I think whatever Jerome Powell does is already in the chart. The chart says we go higher. Traders, I hope that helps. I will be in my live trading room at livewithoscar.com all day during Fed Day. Come join me and hang out with me, and we'll see where these markets are going to go. Good luck trading out there.